Assalamu alaikum everyone.
International indicator of your academic success.
What I did was not real. Crossed my boundaries.
How did you feel?
Because people were commenting on things that were, not normal. Who made me wait for, I think, 3 hours. Right now I'm running my blog and I'm going to make SAT popular and I will have a lot of students, and you're also going to be famous.
Why didn't you go to college?
You're just a girl. Why do you have to earn that much? They were mocking me like this.
Hello everyone, so today we are sitting down with one of the most popular and prominent SAT tutors and one of the youngest success stories in Uzbekistan, Marifat Jamal. Thank you for coming.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, thank you for inviting.
Yeah, that's so unique to you, right? And I've seen at your education center, the academy, right above the lift, the elevator, there's a Assalamu alaikum everyone, right?
Yeah, it's like a greeting for us.
Yeah.
That welcomes everyone.
Yeah, thank you. So could you tell me a little bit about yourself, like who you are, what do you do, just for our viewers to know?
Sure. Currently, I work as a content creator and I also have offline and online SAT academy called Marifat. I work there right now as an academic director who oversees teachers, controls the academics of the whole academy. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Can you explain, in 2 sentences, what's SAT?
Okay, SAT is a standardized test like DTM, let's say, دولة test مركزة, I think. Yeah. دولة, I don't know, DTM مثلا. Okay, that it's a standardized test that puts everyone into one, let's say, box and sorts out, let's say. It consists of math and English sections, and yeah, it kind of checks the students' college preparedness and, let's say, academics.
Okay, so it's required in US and Canadian universities, right?
Currently, at universities, we have 3 kind of policies. The first one is test optional policy that is, common in universities. However, most universities, like the top ones, let's say, or Ivy Leagues, they are making or using the test required policy in which they require SAT and consider it as one of the factors in admitting students. And also there is a test blind policy in which you can submit your SAT, but it doesn't affect your entire application. So 3 policies are the common in US universities, and the most common one is test optional. But even if it is test optional, if you are from the let's say governmental school, it really helps you. The SAT is something you need because you have to show something about your college preparedness and, let's say, your intelligence. Yeah.
What about the school grades that our students get? Do they show the college preparedness?
Compared to US universities, or let's say in Uzbekistan we have some specialized schools like presidential schools, or let's say Al-Khwarazmi, or at least lyceums we have. Compared to the courses taken there in terms of the intensity, in terms of the difficulty level of those courses, the courses taught in governmental schools, they differ a lot. So that's why, your grades can speak, but your SAT scores can really prove that your grades are, credible.
So it's basically like an international indicator of your academic success.
Yes, we can call it this way.
Yeah, thank you. So I'd like to start by talking about how did you come this far, right? Because for your age, it's really nice to watch your content because, you kind of see this very successful young woman founding her own academy and kind of changing the landscape of education in Uzbekistan. So could you tell me what affected you to start teaching SAT or to start learning it in the first place?
Why I started SAT was, first of all, to apply US universities and also to study there. However, as you guys can see, it didn't just happen. I started learning SAT back in 2019 on my own, and then I just self-studied it. I took it and my first score was like 1420, and I didn't believe that I could get this score because one of my friends got 1320 with 1 month of preparation, and I thought like what I did was not real. I mean, I just like guessed all answers and it was right. I just thought about it, and then I again took it and it was like 1500. I mean, it was something that I how to say, progressively learned. That's why not teach to others? So yeah, my journey of SAT started this way. I got motivated from one of my friends, and she told me that, oh, it is not too hard. I just prepared for 1 month with like instructor and I got 1320. Why you can't do that? So she kind of motivated me like this, and yeah, this is how I started SAT.
Okay, nice, thank you. So you were also one of the first people who ever started teaching SAT, right?
Yeah.
Back in when you started, I think it wasn't that popular as it is right now. So how did it feel like, to be one of the first people to introduce this kind of test preparation courses?
To be honest, I wasn't the first one, because there were some tutors of SAT. I know some of them who were teaching even before me, but like that time, the amount or the number of people who are interested in SAT was relatively low compared to the number of people now, because lots of people didn't understand what SAT is and like what are the advantages or things it offers. So what I did was like we set up a masterclass. We borrowed the money and then like we organized it. So we also like put our ads in a few like channels, like Telegram channels, and we thought that a lot of people might come and like we can just introduce them to SAT, and we are going to like tell information about our courses. However, as it turned out, those 275 people, I think, the amount of registered people was like this. I thought that everyone is going to come, but so how many people came? I think 40 something in the first shift, and then in the next one we had 30 people, something like this. I think it was even lower than that. And we thought that they are going to learn about the city and they will be interested in that. However, what we planned, it was like a real flop. I mean, it was a real fail. And we couldn't gather students, we couldn't start. It was like this. Then I thought maybe if we just raise the public awareness about the SAT, then I can, get a lot of people interested, and then I can start something big. So this is what I did. I started running my blog. I started, teaching about SAT, and I don't know how, but somehow it became kind of viral. Some of my videos, because of I don't know what.
Yeah. Also, I know that at first when you started, you've got a lot of hate.
Yeah.
Can you tell me particularly about what?
It was, I think, not common at that time to see a hijabi girl on Instagram and with that voice, and I don't know, people were telling me, people were more interested in my voice and in the way I spoke, more than what I'm teaching. Yeah. So it was, I think, the very first thing that got their attention, and I received a lot of hate for this. And also my articulation was not that clear, maybe because of that too. And also what I was giving, or the attitude I had, was not that feminine, let's say. Yeah. So it was basically because of the factors that didn't have anything to do with what I was teaching.
How did you feel?
At first, I was a little bit sad, because people were commenting on things that were, not normal. I mean, that crossed my boundaries. They were telling me are you a boy, or stuff like these. Do you have any sickness or any disease, because of your voice, because of the way you pronounced words? These things, and it kind of, hurted me personally at that time. But then, over time, I became immune to them. And right now I don't even react. And like those hate comments, I think they're also like not as intense right now.
So
like
the
as
number
they-
of hate comments have decreased.
I would say yes, because people got used to.
Yeah.
And like if you just compare with how I started and the current voice of mine, like the current voice is, how to say, not feminine or like it is more masculine even, and this is how I like it. So yeah, I didn't, for example, adapt it into a feminine voice or whatever, but people got used to. People got adapted to it. Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you. And also, as far as I know, two of your sisters are also teachers.
Yeah, like we are a family of teachers because
Really?
my dad also teaches at university. He's also like a professor, and yeah, so these are also teachers.
So like it's kind of a family thing, right?
I can say yes because like I think we have this innate talent that or the charisma that we have that gets attention, and it's not hard for us to teach. Yeah.
Okay. So do you like teaching? Is it like your life's passion, or are you going to
So
change?
I can't say that it's my life passion because teaching is good. I am really capable of it and I can inspire people. This is what I feel. However, I feel there are more things I could achieve in life and more than teaching. Yeah. And if I do them, if I focus on them, it would benefit the humanity more than full-time teaching.
Okay, I see. So on that note, I was also an IELTS teacher for a few years. At first, I really liked it. I think I can still do that, and I still like it. But when you're young, you kind of try to do different things. You stop at something, but you kind of have to try more because you cannot call something that you do like when you're 18, 19, 20, just your life's passion. I kind of.
That's why you have to try out different things.
Yeah. So what different things did you try out? Or are you trying out?
I have tried out many different things because, at school, at Lyceum, I was very timid and I couldn't really push the boundaries. I mean, I had this comfort zone that I had, not talking with anyone or not, doing something extreme because my mom didn't allow me. And after I graduated Lyceum, I just took several gap years, and this is when I could try something on my own will, with my own will. So what I tried, first of all, I thought I'm interested in IT, and I started, courses. I started watching courses from YouTube, from various platforms, and then I just started coding. I learned the basics of full stack web development, and I also later, as a result of teaching, teaching few kids, I could collect some money for my studies, and I, signed up for IT courses, and then after 9 months, it was 9-month course. So I started coding, I started learning many things about IT. Like what I was doing here, I wasn't an expert or anyone there, but I learned the foundations, how IT world is created, what it has, things like these. For example, if you tell me something in IT, I might not know it, but if I search it a bit, I will understand. So this is what I gained from there. After that, I tried to search for jobs. So there was this job fair that I attended, and there was one company, I don't know the name because it's a governmental company under a ministry. Okay. And there they were presenting their vacancies, and then I got information about AI internship, AI engineer. It was not internship, it was just job. And I asked if they have internships as well, and they just said, yeah, we have. And then I got their contact. They were not that serious, but I was very serious. I was asking about everything because at that time I was doing full stack web development, but my passion was really AI because full stack is good. It's how to say, if you get used to it, you will become really passionate about it. But I didn't really like it because I thought it is something basic. It wasn't that detailed. I also wanted to use my math skills, something harder to pursue. Then I was very into the job. I texted them for 2 days and then I got no response and I called them again and again. That guy
Very
didn't take me,
persistent.
yeah, didn't take me seriously. I mean, he just said, yeah, yeah, we do offer. I just got their contacts and then I sent my CV. He didn't tell me anything, but I just sent my CV. At the time I can remember, I spent 2 full days just to learn how to make a CV and how to make it professional. Yeah, I sent my CV, I sent my details, and they said, okay, we will, get in touch after a few days. And then 1 day passed, 2 days passed, they still no response. Then what I did, I wrote an essay. I said please give me one chance, just call me for an interview. I will show everything. I mean, I will, how to say, I won't make you regret about choosing me. So then they set up an interview. The interview was also fail technically because I was back in that time I was learning Django, Python and stuff. My stack was totally different and we were just learning databases about SQL, PostgreSQL, things like these. And what they asked me was about how to say, the Java coder was the interviewer, and I couldn't really understand what he was talking, and he was also asking about databases and stuff. I couldn't really understand, and he told the manager that, oh come on, she doesn't know anything. Why you are keeping her? Yeah. After that, what I said is to the interviewer, I said, just give me 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks. I will just show everything. I will do my best, and I can even work for free for those 2 weeks. I sat there, I mean, those 2 weeks, I just how to say, I watched 4 months, 6 months course about AI and everything. I did my best. At that time, I worked with my, 100% brain capacity. And it was a real success that I had because for the first time, I could, be that consistent. I could be that committed. I mean, yeah. And after that, we had a presentation after 2 weeks, and under the ministry there was some official, and because I could speak English fluently even at that time, and because I was, how to say, bold, let's say, I could present few things, they gave me the offer. So yeah, I got the offer, but yeah, I started working there. After that, it was also fail because of my, lack of skills. I don't want to tell it because of the financial side. It was actually good because I wasn't earning anything at that time. It was just a very small, miserable amount. However, they offered me $500 something for the beginning, and then it would increase because of those things, because of the work conditions. I couldn't. Yeah. And then what happened? I searched other things. I tried many different things like engineering stuff. I even worked at electric appliance, fixing stores. Yeah, I did pretty much a lot of things to just find my passion because I was still figuring out if I'm interested in engineering, IT, or yeah, what is that? So yeah, it was like this. I tried a lot of things.
And how did your parents react to you trying out a lot of different things?
So my father at that time looked at it as an earnest child, just trying out many different things. He didn't really believe in anything, but my mom was encouraging me for the first time. I don't know somehow. But yeah, it was good. I mean, my mom was encouraging me, and one thing she really did a great job in, I can say, is she never asked us to work somewhere, even if we were, with zero budget. Even if we were really having financial struggles, she never forced us to work. Not my brother, not my sisters. Yeah.
Talking about your family, I went through some of the videos and the comments under those videos, and a lot of people say that you come from a well-off family, very rich family. And what do you think about that? I mean, is it true, or what was your story as a child?
Okay, talking about my family, I want to start off with my parents. My dad is a really genius, living genius, I can say. He's a PhD candidate, and at that time, he was the youngest person, at the age of 24, I think he earned this candidacy, PhD candidacy, something like this. I don't really tell it. I can't really tell it to the full extent because I don't know it. Yeah, he did great in terms of finance and like economics, stuff like these. He was like really genius. Yeah, in terms of my mother, she had like very big ambitions. She dreamed a lot. I mean, yeah, as a child. And however, my grandmother didn't really allow her to study or to pursue her goals, and she just finished 8th class. So yeah, those people from two different backgrounds, they met, they had a family, stuff like these. My dad is also like, just despite despite of his like brilliant mind, his mindset was not really that big. He didn't, how to say, wanted to be like rich or like things like these, like normal Soviet people, let's say. Yeah. However, my mom was really ambitious, still ambitious. She has a very, great mindset, and she taught a lot of things to us. However, it turns out that I'm not from a very wealthy or abundant family. I can say I come from a normal family. As everyone, we had a lot of financial struggles as a kid, and we are a family of 5 children. So, like, obviously I couldn't afford studying or extra classes, and that's why I had to self-study lots of things.
Are you the youngest?
No, I'm the 4th child.
You're the 4th child, so you have a little sister.
Yeah, I have.
And she's also a teacher.
She's not teaching right now, but she used to teach kids, let's say general English, stuff like these, yeah.
Okay, nice. And who would you say in your family influenced you the most?
My mom and my brother, because my mom is the one who supports me, how to say, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. She supports me in all ways. However, my brother, he was the one to push me and like, to make me start those SAT and like blogging everything. Yeah, those two people are the ones that really helped me.
You said you have been into IT and you have tried out a lot of different things, and it's a common knowledge that IT is a mainly male-dominated field.
Yeah.
So as a young girl, did you face any gender-based difficulties or discrimination in those fields?
Mm-hmm. So the very first things, let's say stereotypic things that I felt was when I tried engineering in various ways. As I told you, I interned at some of the stores, like not stores, it wasn't store, it was like, how to say, there you usually have engineers and technicians who fix, those electric appliances. And at that time, first of all, going to the internship, I told them that I don't know anything, but I can just, clean the entire store and also like, assist you in whatever you are doing. But in return, you are going to just, tell me like out loud what you are doing. Because like they were just fixing, they were putting on songs, and like they were not, really focusing on me. So the contract was like this. I would clean out the whole store, the whole place, and I would just assist them with whatever they had. And at that time, even when we just started, they were telling me, oh come on, it's like not a job for girls, and also like those things are very heavy and you can't install or you can't unplug them. So yeah, these were the very first things. And also the guys out there were like a little bit, how to say, they were good. However, their behaviors like kind of seemed to me unethical a little bit, and also people around my family started commenting on what I'm doing. So she is not normal. She is behaving badly. She is with all those guys. Like, what are you doing? How are you taking care of her? So stuff like these they told. But yeah, it was also like mainly because of those, gossips around my mom that took me out of those jobs. So it wasn't job, it was just internship, but yeah. But I learned a lot, and even right now, if something, just, let's say, just breaks, I try to fix it, I try to do something, even if it fails sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, Nice. And how about when you started teaching SAT?
That was, one whole story actually. Because when I started teaching SAT, as I told you, it was a real failure when I just started because we set up a masterclass, we borrowed money, but it didn't pay off because people we thought, we imagined to gather was first of all very low, the amount of people, and also students we couldn't collect, we couldn't organize group, so I had to search for jobs. In that jobs, because there was no available vacancies for SAT, I had to present one, I had to introduce one, and I have to have a plan for that. And I went to interviews. What happened? For the very first interview I went, there was like a guy who made me wait for I think 3 hours for the interview. I was almost like very nervous, very stressed out because he didn't come. And even after he came, he was like nervous as if I made him to wait, or like I don't know, like he was with attitude, with character, and like he was telling me, okay, what you got, like something like this, with arrogance, yeah. And I was, like already stressed out because I waited him for 3 hours, and the way he spoke to me kind of frightened me, and I was like, how to say, already, dead inside. And I was presenting few things, and he just like said, "You're not ready. See you next time." That's all. It was like this, and I was crying that day, like for the whole night. And then I came up with the plan and did everything. I was again motivated next time, and I sent the manager the voice message, right now I'm running my blog and I'm going to make SAT popular and I will have a lot of students, and you're also going to be famous because of me. I thought I told everything in a voice message, and the manager just forwarded my message to the boss, to the one I talked, and he was really literally laughing, and he canceled the second meeting. He thought I'm being too showy, I'm being too arrogant, stuff like these. She's overconfident. Let's not don't set up any meeting with her. So this is what happened, and I searched for other jobs, but the next time I was with experience somehow, and I had my, I was also becoming a little bit more popular, and I was going for the interviews, and they offered me this amount, I offered them this amount. We couldn't really agree. At that time I was also working at IT company as a full stack web developer, and I also had some sort of income from there, even if it was miserable. And they, what they told me, you're just a girl, why you have to earn that much? They were mocking me like this. I told them I am going to work for this many hours, how come you're giving me this miserable salary? And they are saying, come on, you're just a girl, you don't have your family, why? Yeah. So these kinds of stereotypic, let's say, things really struck me. Yeah. When I heard those things about me, or those things were said to me, I never went the next time to them. I just, they kind of, just fueled me. Why? Because I thought that, okay, I have another reason to prove myself. So, okay, this guy is mocking me, okay, I will just show him. And when I set up, when I started running my blog or stuff like these, that boss just was my very first followers,
So how long have you been teaching SAT?
It's been over 5 years.
Okay, and as far as I understand, you're also from the Generation Z, as am I, right? And
is this after 2000?
Yes, it's after the 2000s. So, for me personally, and I think for many young people of our age, it's very difficult to start something big, right? So we usually work for other people, make other people rich, right? Yeah. But it's very difficult to decide when you're ready to do something big. So this leads me to my question. Could you please tell me when you felt like you were ready to start your own academy, and what made you do that? Because just working for other people, or renting a room and teaching SAT is a different thing, but starting a whole academy, it's a big investment, a big financial burden, right? Yeah. So how did you come to that point when you said, okay, I'm ready, I'm gonna do that?
Okay, first of all, I have to mention that not everyone has to, set up their own business or like launch it. Not everyone has to, because like people at the end of the day, they need stability. They need some kind of, how to say, income that they are always getting, so that it makes them like more secure about themselves and their future. Not everyone has to start their own business, but if there are some people who want to start their business, first of all, they have to be like ready for any challenge, because like it's not always stable. Because I also, when I just started, spent, I think, full 4 months without getting anything. I mean, it covered my transport, it covered my, let's say, basic food. I mean, like pirashka, stuff like this. Yeah, I did cover. However, whatever I earned that time, it was just for the maintenance. I mean, for printers, for papers, for the renting fee, like all those things. So they have to be ready for this, and I was also like ready for that. I spent 4 months like this, and then I started, earning some amount. So we expanded, but we were not still ready. Even with 50 students at that time, I couldn't start my big academy. Then we changed the location. The second location was in Abai. Maybe like some people saw it, I don't know. It was also like 2-story. I mean, yeah. Then what happened, we also started there, but because of the management and inaccuracies we had in accounting and stuff, we had a lot of problems. It wasn't the problem with teaching, because like I was the one who was teaching everyone, and also I was the one to keep students involved, or like to keep those attendance. However, the problem was basically with management. So even if you are very good teacher, let's say, or even if you are very pro in your field, there comes another problem, which is like the management problem. After we, just improved both, we started Marstiff. Yeah, and also like at the beginning we had a lot of problems. We lost money, we again like gained it back. So it was like those instabilities that we had. But yeah, I think Marstiff has been opened, let's say, 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, it was open 2 years ago, almost like 2 years ago. But my journey started back in the very beginning of 2022, like this group teaching and SET stuff. I was teaching even before that, but the real teaching, let's say, started in the very beginning of 2022.
I see. And do you think it has been successful, the academy?
Seeing other people's experiences, I think yes. Compared to others, it is successful. It has been successful. So right now, I got myself out of teaching and stuff like these. I thought that I would lose, almost like more than half of those students, but thanks to God, it wasn't like this. I mean, we could still keep the nice amount of students. Yeah.
Let's say I'm a high school student, right? And I'd like to start preparing for the SET. Mm-hmm. Where should I start, and how it's going to go?
Okay. First of all, you have to try to really improve your general English and also like general math, I would say. Okay, we don't have this term called general math, but I would just say try to have a solid understanding of all math topics up until 9th grade, including 9th grade, and you're good to go. You can just start off there. If you have really good general English understanding, there's only one thing in terms of English you have to do. Like first you have to improve your comprehension, because at the end of the day it's harder than the IELTS. I mean, in terms of topics, in terms of those texts, let's say, and also in terms of English, like there is a content of the SAT that is totally different from IELTS or like from any other grammar, let's say. So yeah, these two things in terms of English. But in terms of math, you can just cover contents. And after those things, you have to practice. Because like there are a lot of students, we covered topics with them, we covered everything. They were ready, they were really understanding those topics and stuff like these. But most of them deserve 1350, which is for lots of people, not that impressive score. It is actually a good score, but it's not that impressive.
It's in the high percentile, right?
Yes, everyone wants to get like at least 1400, and it wasn't that good. So how to help in this case? Just like practicing for at least like half a month or full month.
Okay, I see. And can you tell me what are some of the most common mistakes or challenges that students face when preparing for the SAT?
So what they really fail mostly is the reading portion, and why they fail is because they treat all questions in the same manner. They just try to get used to solving them, but it's not a good way, because some questions require in-depth analysis and like further logics, let's say, but some people don't ask for some questions don't ask for this. Some questions just ask for what is written in the text. That's all you have to do. Just in reading you have 8 question types, and you just have to get a nice strategy for all.
Actually, for me as well, when I was taking the SAT, the reading portion was also the most difficult one. At the end, I ended up with 710, but it was still like very, very challenging.
Yeah.
Even after IELTS and all of that, so kind of can relate. Could you recommend some books that any SAT student need to finish before taking the test?
I see. So I don't want to list a lot of books. I just want to tell one thing. Okay, if you are just if you don't need anything for the content part, for the learning part, let's say. Okay, let's start with the learning part because it makes a lot of things obvious. Okay, in terms of math, if you are just a beginner, to just begin, not for the whole procedure, to just begin, you can start with Panda, which is like the traditional...
The College Panda?
The College Panda, yeah. It's just for the beginning, like if you are, for example, planning your study for 4 months, in the first month you can do that. And also like there's a book called Philadelphia. I mean, this is also a nice book, with a lot of topics. So yeah, it's topic related questions, and also one must-have source that was officially released by the College Board is Question Bank. So okay, it's not in the form of files, you can just download it from the website. So it is also like, topically, how to say, in terms of thematically, I can say, thematically distributed. You can just learn one topic and just solve questions from here. In terms of math, it's this, and also like it's noticeable. I haven't been teaching math for a year, I think now. That's why I can't recommend a lot of good books. So yeah, those 3 things I think are enough. And in terms of English part, for grammar, I would recommend websites, not books, because books, yeah, they're good. For example, College Panda writing book is good, or Erika Melzer books are good. But like at some point in real test, they fail to meet some of the needs that the real test has. So that's why I would suggest comparing websites like Grammarly or other grammar websites, and try to just get topics or the content from those books, College Panda or Erika Melzer's books. However, not the full topic, not the full knowledge you can get there. So okay, to start off, it's this. And also for practice of whatever you learned, Vibrant Publishers is also good, but it's a simulated version. I mean, it's good for the beginning, but not for the test-taking, practice. It's not good for that. Just to start and to understand those question types, you have to do that. And again, it is Question Bank for English part as well.
Why didn't you go to college?
I see. Okay, at the beginning, I really wanted that. I mean, I still want it, but like first of all, how to say, I'm not like from a very wealthy family or a family that can provide with my education fees and stuff like these. Okay, you can tell you could have just won grants or scholarships. Like even if you take one gap year and the next year you prepare for it, you can get, if it's not in the US, you can get it from any other universities worldwide. But in my case, how to say, okay, I can't say that my family didn't allow, but I was already like, starting my business, and I had a vision. I mean, that I'm going to be, how to say, successful in what I started. And at hand, I had this SAT mentoring and like my academy. And that like college was a little bit further. I had to go, to it. But this was already rich. I mean, I already did something in it. And college was a little bit out of my reach and I had to go to it. And that time I chose this, which was something I already had. And yeah, it was also because of the needs at that moment I had. Yeah, I chose this and it became successful that I even didn't have a chance to apply again. Yeah.
So are you planning to apply?
This year I want to give it a try because I don't
MIT?
think, yes, MIT and like other universities, like I applied there, already, but I want to reapply and just see if anything happens, because this time I don't think I will be applying for financial aid because I have 5 gap years so far, and if I just apply and I show my 5 gap years, they're going to ask what you did, in those 5 years. And I want to show my academy, my business, let's say, my projects. They're going to, get kind of the view of what I did. But then if you are earning this much and if your business grew that successful, why you are still asking for financial aid? This is like the ambiguity that I might have. That's why I think I am deciding not to get financial aid.